What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've been on kind of a roll right now, coming at Activision's neck, but obviously it's not being forced. It's not like, I'm trying to, push this out for no reason. No, literally, every day that goes by, there is new information that comes out that just shows how scummy Activision truly is and how out of touch, not only the developers, but again, Activision is with their own games and franchises. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep into these insanely juicy details, I do want to mention we are indeed on the grind to 50,000 subscribers, and we actually just hit another 100 plus beautiful individuals. Again, thank you all for the support. I'm glad you all are enjoying the content. And as usual, if you want to see some more stuff, more commentaries about Call of Duty, X-Defiant, Battlefield, other FPS games, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification button. And last but not least, we will be live again over on Kick. So if you guys want to see some live streams instead of videos, then don't forget to go down in the description of this video. I have links to all of my socials down below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now boy, do I have an outstanding treat for each and every one of you guys. Like I said, this information, it probably won't come as a shock to a lot of you, but at the end of the day, it's just still absolutely insane, and it blows my mind every single time I see information like this. The fact that these developers and Activision as a whole can look at their product right now, look at their community, and say everything is A-okay. For those who don't know, a brand new update for Modern Warfare 2, the next season, just released the other day. Me, myself, personally, I don't really care. I spent the day playing Battlefront 2 and Battlefield 2042 again. Like I said, I just have no interest in the same content. I already know the game isn't going to change. It's the same exact thing. So, what else is there to really get excited for in this overall scene here? Of course, the whole community is hyping everything up. Oh, these Warzone changes are insane. Oh, Modern Warfare 2 this season is absolutely outstanding. It's just very typical. I do want to mention, it's so sad to see Call of Duty, the whole community, change to Warzone now. That's basically the moral of the story. Not really, obviously. It's a lot of other stuff I want to talk about, but it's just insane to see that, COD, every single update, every single account, everybody, what everybody was talking about is 6v6, maps, weapons, the best weapon loadouts or the best perks that you can actually use, finding new ways to mess around with classes. The gear that we had in every COD game was always so interesting and unique, and nowadays, it's like, oh, a brand new season's coming out. Look at all the Warzone content. Look at all this stuff happening. It's like, God, I absolutely despise it with all of my soul, especially being a hardcore OG Call of Duty fan. My first Call of Duty game was Call of Duty 2, the big red one. So to see this franchise go the direction that it is, and to see the community shift the way they are, is disgusting to me. But all the changes, for those who don't know, in this brand new update were for Warzone. All of the important changes, at least. So, things that we wanted in the community, like some people wanted a longer time to kill. Some people want a working minimap. You guys know the problems. I've listed them 1,000 times over and over and over again with what they need to do to fix the game and bring people actually back into the title to want to enjoy 6v6. We've already been over this stuff. But instead of that happening in 6v6, they put it into Warzone. All of these changes, an increased time to kill, all of the above. Warzone got all of the important fixes, while 6v6 got 2 maps, one remastered and one that is basically new. And the reason for this, again, not really shocked, but I still want to showcase it to you guys, as you can see right here from Charlie Intel. For those asking, why didn't multiplayer get big changes? Back in February, during a creator call, the developer said they were happy with how multiplayer was performing. I would not expect many changes to multiplayer for the rest of this game's seasons. Yeah, we shouldn't expect anything for the rest of the seasons. They didn't make any changes to the multiplayer in the first initial seasons anyways. They never touched upon multiplayer, barely at all. But again, it just showcases and proves the mindset of these asshole devs. I'm sorry to say, I don't want to be an asshole. I don't want to be a mean person here, but this is the most asshole thing I've ever read. I would love for someone to counter my argument and tell me why it's not, but come on now. If your community is not happy with the game, you fix it, right? Their community is pissed off, and instead of fixing it, because they're happy with the game, they're keeping it. What? That's not how it works. I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's not how it works. In the beginning phase, when you're building up the game, when you're building up your project, yeah, it's all about your passion. You pour your heart and soul into the game. You make it into something that you want it to be. But once the game launches and it's in the community's hands, they are the final word on pretty much everything across the board. Every game that I have seen that has gone through crap has been completely, almost totally overhauled. Yet here we are still with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, And not a single change has happened because the developers are way too happy with how the game has turned out. Yeah, but it doesn't matter what we think. It doesn't matter how we feel. It doesn't matter if we think it turned out good. It doesn't matter anything. It only matters what they think. It's the same thing with Activision. They'll gladly ban Nick Merckx, but at the same time, they'll go ahead and allow all these dudes who have horrible, pride names and emblems and clan tags, all of this stuff, throwing hate speech around everywhere, all across the board. They allow all of this stuff to happen, sexual harassment in the workforce, that can happen, They'll strip the flag down in other countries if it's not allowed. They only do things when it fits their agenda, not anybody else's. And you know what? It really does showcase, once again, the priorities behind the scenes at these Call of Duty development teams and at Activision as well. It really is all about Warzone. Who cares about That's basically what I get out of this message, is that nobody cares about multiplayer there. They don't give a crap. They're going to put out a multiplayer product. If it turns out good, it turns out good. If it doesn't, it doesn't. They'll keep it, up with some new maps every once in a while. We barely get any new maps and new content to begin with. It takes half a year just to get the game to a normal state when it comes to content. But, like I said, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. It proves to me that they only care about Warzone. Because weren't they happy with Warzone 2 as well? All the hype, all the talk, all the love from the developers that we saw about all the changes they're doing to the overall Warzone scene. The whole community hated it. Everybody hated it. And they fold to that? Same thing over at 6v6. It's not like everybody's having a blast. You know what I'm saying? It literally took until competitive came into the game to get people to actually stream it consistently, play it consistently, and just dive deep into Modern Warfare 2. Without competitive, which was made by Treyarch, the game would be absolutely doomed right now when it comes to player count, or maybe even popularity. People streaming it, people talking about it, people making videos about it. Competitive saved the day. Nobody enjoys what you have made in the multiplayer experience. I mean, even one of your top tier competitive players, Scump, quit the scenes because of how bad this game turned out to be. But no changes at all for multiplayer, right? The whole community might be outraged, but yeah, we love that. We love what we did there. We're not changing it. But Warzone 2, oh, we love what we did there. We love it. Oh, the whole community hates it. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll change it in 5 seconds. This is ridiculous. This is a joke. And once again, it proves their priorities over at that development team. Again, if you have not hopped off of this game yet and moved over to a different title, I don't know what you're doing yet. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe when Treyarch comes around, maybe it might be a decent game. I'm not trying to hype you guys up. I'm not trying to give you expectations right now. But, I mean, Modern Warfare 3, the next game coming out, it's going to be a placeholder game. It started off as DLC. They had like 8 months to make it. It's not going to be outstanding. Obviously, it's COD. It's going to run good. It's going to run smooth. But if you think it's going to be creative, if you think it's going to have passion, heart, love, soul behind the scenes of it, I wouldn't expect much. Treyarch, like I said, maybe they could pull something through. But right now, we have to get out of here, guys. We have to get the hell out of here. Okay? They are literally time and time shoving this in your face, saying, look, we don't care about what you have to say. And people still hop back into the game. XDefiant's coming out. The Finals just came out with another closed beta. That game is going to be dropping. You have Battlefield 2042, which a lot of Call of Duty fans have been actually really enjoying that game. And don't forget, XDefiant's free. It's free to play, so you don't have to worry about that. Look, guys, get out of this game. Go play something else. And enjoy your time, because they are not going to turn anything around. I promise you. That's all I've been doing. I've ditched this game long ago. Once they proved to me that they don't care about supporting it, keeping up to date, I left. If you go back to the beginning when this game first dropped, you know my opinion of this game. I might rant a lot, but you know that I like this game more than Modern Warfare 2019. I think the maps are better. I like the movement more. So on and so forth. They have made some pretty decent changes to make it a little bit more Call of Duty-ish. But there are so many more that must be done. And they know it, but they won't do it. They make it seem like we have to wait until the next COD game. Yet and still, Warzone gets these constant updates where they change huge things like this, like time to kill, for example, in seconds. Maybe not seconds, because obviously it took multiple updates, but still, it's done. Is it not done? It's done. It's finished. It's over with. They already did it. And the craziest part about this tweet from Charlie Intel is the fact that this was back in February, okay? This was back in February. So keep in mind, if they wanted to change things within 6v6, they could have by now, right? It's been multiple months. But the fact that nothing has been changed from that point to now, and only things have been rearranged in Warzone, again, I would not expect anything to happen within this game, especially with the next game around the corner. You really think they're going to put forth effort into overhauling this game, changing it around? No, they just simply don't care. I don't even think a 2-year cycle would help Call of Duty nowadays. A lot of people think, including myself, that if they had, more time to develop behind the scenes, maybe we can get a full, complete product. But no, this is just all ego. This isn't development time. This isn't, a game that is bad. I mean, it's a very smooth running game, right? It's pretty clean, and with all the updates, they've been polishing it off since day one. It's smooth, it's clean. But fundamentally, their ego gets in the way of these game design decisions, and it kills the overall vibes. So, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Again, hopefully you guys might join me. I don't think, obviously a boycott isn't going to work. I wish it would, but it's just so many people out there who just simply don't care and will gladly still play the game. That at the end of the day, no matter what we do, I don't think it'll make that much of a difference. But to be honest with you guys, this is more for your mental health, your mental sanity, and just your happiness in general. Forget the game getting better. If it actually does turn out to be bad, then guess what? At a certain point, they will change things around, and enough people will leave, and things will be rearranged. But the time being, it's not enough. It just simply isn't enough. So just do it for yourself. Don't do it for the boycott cause. Don't do it, because you want to stick it to Activision. Just do it because you want to be happy playing a video game. That's it. That's all you got to do. And you don't have to go play anything that, that's not FPS. There's tons of other FPS games out there, especially new ones that are coming out. Like I said, X-Defiant, which is free. Give them a shot. Try something new and try to enjoy yourself without being, tortured by Activision 24/7. But, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like button. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, or subscribe to that notification button. Also, want to chat me, there's two ways to do so. I have a Twitter and Discord, both in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch. Link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you next one. Peace out.